Quick question, I just want to quickly just make a mention of the crowd. Unbelievable. The walk from the Blackwell over to the Skull Session standing room only, and then the walk over to the stadium, and then to see everybody in the stadium, 105,000 for this night game was unbelievable. And we wanted to make sure that we played well in this game because of that. So I just want to thank Buckeye Nation for showing up in a big way.
All right, we're going to open it up with questions. We'll go over here to the left. Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, CJ, was that as good as you've seen from him? And how good is he at reading defenses? I think you said that maybe what he's the best at. But
He has very good vision. But I thought CJ had a good week of practice. I thought his attitude was excellent. I thought his work ethic was excellent. I thought the time he put in on his own was excellent. We had a tough week of practice. We did. We were physical on Tuesday, physical on Monday. We had a ton of reps. We just felt like we needed to do that, and he embraced that. And that's a lot. It's as a quarterback, you take a lot on. But his attitude was excellent. His energy was excellent today. He played really well. I think he fed off having Jackson and Julian back in the lineup too, which was great. But I thought overall the combination of the run game and the pass game early on allowed us to get some momentum.
did you see he had more than just a couple NFL throws into windows? And
Yeah, he's very, very talented. You saw, I would say a wide variety of throws tonight, like you're saying. You saw some in the red zone, a couple on third down, and that's where you make your money as a quarterback, is in the red zone on third down. We talked a lot about staying on schedule and making sure we didn't have any 3-and-outs in this game. That was important. Certainly the penalties were something that were lingering coming off of last week. So a lot of things. We still got a long way to go. But I thought the offensive line played physical, and they practiced that way this week. So it doesn't surprise me they played that way. But I thought we did a good job up front. Next week we've got a conference opponent, so it's going to be even harder. So usually we wait till Sunday to move on to Wisconsin. We'll do that as we leave the stadium tonight.
Over here to the left, Austin Ward, Rivals, 97.1 The Fan.
Ryan, I'm not sure exactly what word was used in school session, but it felt like this team wanted a dominant performance, or you wanted one. Did this match up what you were expecting or hoping for?
Yeah, I thought, I would say so, but didn't come without its faults, flaws, issues, things we've got to keep growing on and building on. But I thought offensively, we got a good rhythm running. I thought we finished things off in the red zone well. We were physical up front. I thought Toledo going in had a good front. I still think they do. It was good to get 2 turnovers on defense. And anytime you can do that when the offense is moving the way it does, that's how you flip the scoreboard like they did in the second half. So, their quarterback was very athletic and made a lot of plays, and we've got to take a look at how we can contain the quarterback better than that. And there were a few things there we got to clean up for sure going into conference play, but certainly you look at the scoreboard, we were proud of what we did.
Over to the left, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Sorry to just move on to some personnel kind of bookkeeping stuff, but Proctor and McAllister and Mike Hall, none of them were on the availability report. Nobody played tonight. What's the situation with them?
Yeah, they were all available. We just felt like it was the right thing to do coming out of warm-ups to hold them in the game. But we're expecting to be available for next week as well.
Any early word on Trevion, what the extent of that is?
Yeah, there's a handful of those kind of things that are going on, but we haven't seen anything that we think is going to be long-term, so we'll kind of regroup after tonight and figure out where everything's at. But this was a situation with a lot of those guys that we just wanted to be a bunch of caution, make sure that we were 100% before we put them in the game. And same thing with Julian and Jackson, we got them some reps and they kind of got them out of there, so that was good. But yeah, there was a few things that were, a few guys that were struggling with a couple of things that we decided to hold on.
Over to the right, Bill Landis, Rivals.
Ryan, how long have you guys been sitting on the I formation stuff? And I guess what did you think of that? And more generally, what did you thought of your sort of low red zone execution finishing off drives this year?
Well, we thought with the 100th year anniversary of the horseshoe that it would be good to line up in the eye and have ball the fullback for a touchdown. So we wanted to get that done this year. But Mitch is a weapon for us. We're trying to build those packages. I think you saw what Kate can do. You saw his versatility now, first you know, how tough he is and how physical he is in the line of scrimmage, but now you're starting to see what he can be a weapon in the passing game. We actually missed him a couple times in the end zone that were close. And then G. Scott is really starting to grow for us as well. He's become somebody that can do a lot of things. He's an athletic tight end for us, so that gives us a little something. And then Mitch gives us a little bit of something as well. So that's exciting, not having Jackson play really, in the second half of the first game and really in game two, not having Julian available has allowed us to have build some depth, but also look at a couple different packages, which hopefully pays off for us moving forward.
Over to the left, Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
Ryan, kind of off that, about the I-form, if you guys had a sweep to a Mecca, you had to pass the K, you said probably put a touchdown to Hamilton. Makes you guys, you can do a lot of stuff. How much is that opening the book in the I-form when you guys did right down the goal line?
We want to be creative the best we can down there, and when you have those type of guys with those type of skill sets, they can do a lot of things. They can get physical in the run game and create conflict for some of the linebackers and safety, run pass, but then also having the ability to get the ball in the perimeter like we saw on that one play. And that's a good job by the offensive staff, coming in there with different ideas on how to attack defenses. And anytime you can be multiple like that with groupings or formations, then you put defense in stress.
Over here to the right, Clay Hall, WSYX.
You finished 13 yards off the school record for total offense with 763. On the other side, how beneficial to defensive quarterback like Finn? How will that maybe help down the road?
Yeah, well, they certainly there was some things exposed that we got to get cleaned up, and so, but that's growing as a team, and growing as an offense, growing as a defense, and we'll get back and try to figure out what those are. And I think the one good thing is we in the first game we played Notre Dame, and we come back with two non-conference opponents here, Arkansas State and Toledo. So we've seen a couple different things. We've been challenged in different areas. So, we have 3 games under our belt to try to evaluate what we need to get fixed and what we need to keep enhancing going into conference play, which is good. I think that's helpful for us.
Far left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Right, we kind of touched on it, but obviously the explosive plays have been the first 3 weeks here, but just the way you guys executed in the red zone this week with the variety, especially with the I-form stuff. But just talk about that in the hockey room.
Yeah, well, we wanted to execute at a higher level this week going in and take pride in our execution because we know that we can do that on offense. We can run the football. We show them we can do that. Now, it doesn't mean anything next week. All that matters is what we do next week, but we've shown we can do that. We've shown that we can throw the football, and I think today you saw some of the play action where we put guys that run conflicts, open up a conflict that opened up some tight end throws down the field, a couple things that we did, which was good. So anytime you can run, play action pass, drop back pass, that's the sign of a good offense, and we need to keep building on that. And we feel like if we put the work in during the week, and now it's just about execution on Saturdays, but we need to regroup and go have another great week of practice this week.
Front row right here, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, the opening of the coin toss, you didn't before you took the ball. Was that just kind of a sense of urgency and just want to jump on it right away?
I talked to the team about it and said, we want to start fast in this game. And typically that's not something that we do. It's very rare. I don't know if maybe this is the first time we've done it since I've been the head coach. Maybe I don't remember when we've done that before. But yeah, talked to a lot of the guys like that. They wanted to get some juice going early on, and we felt like that was the right thing to do. But when you do that, you got to go score the first possession, and we did that. And I thought we built some momentum for the day.
Got time for just a couple more. We'll go deep left, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Right, Jackson kind of speaks for himself going back into the lineup, but to get Julian back, you guys talked about him so much being an Iron Buck guy in the offseason that he had. What did it mean to get him back and all that?
Yeah, great for the room. You can see now the depth that we have, and when you're playing a full game, we're gonna need all those guys. We just are. We knew we'd need all these guys. We didn't know that we'd need all of them. In the first game against Notre Dame, like we did. Next catches the big touchdown pass, but we're gonna need all these guys throughout the year. Julian's had a really good offseason, so to see him come back. Because he's had a few nagging injuries here and there, and then he really made great progress. Has the Iron Buckeye, the whole thing's got a lot of momentum, and it gets this little tweak. He's thinking he was getting really frustrated. He didn't do that. He stayed positive, took care of his business, did a great job in rehab. And then to go see him make some plays tonight and get rewarded off of that was great. He had 2 touchdown catches, right? So that's big for him. And he didn't play a full game. We just wanted to probably play him for about a half, and then hopefully build some momentum in the next week.
Front row right here, Tim May, on 3.
Yeah, real quick, is Trivia kind of dealing with what he dealt with last year, off and on? Kind of
This is the new thing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a little.
But what I want to follow with, thank goodness Dallin Hayden showed up. I mean, obviously, you've talked about him, the pair and the spare aspect, and it showed up tonight. And what you just see out of him, getting that extended action.
Well, he's practiced well, he's taken care of the football, and so is TC, quite honestly. Both of those guys have done a nice job in practice. But the number one thing for those guys, they have to take care of the football, because if they can build trust with the whole coaching staff, obviously the offensive staff, myself, Coach Alford, that's the number one thing, protection and taking care of the football. They've done that. Now, they can let their natural ability take over, and I thought Dallin ran hard, he's done that in practice. So to see him in this, for his first time out, play like this, you can see his quickness in the hole, he's got good vision, he's got power, and he's got a chance to be really good back.